Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Leslie D. Tuck, and I'm gonna talk about a very sensitive subject to me, okay? Ozempic. It is like the hot topic of 2024, okay? I can't even scroll through any social media platform without seeing something about Ozempic or Wegovy or any of these weight loss medications. And for the longest time, the media, influencers, people have made me fear Ozempic. Like, it's definitely been something. And because of that fear, there are people who are like me and other people out there that really probably could use this medication for their health. And because there is such a negative connotation against the drug, that people are missing out on an opportunity to, change their life. So let's talk about it. Y'all know that I like to do my makeup when I talk to you guys. When I like to do my talking videos, I have to multitask. But if you guys enjoy these sort of videos, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that way you can see all my future videos. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just someone who has been struggling with their body for so many years. I've never been one of those people who didn't work out and didn't eat healthy. And I used to go to the gym like twice a day. My ex was a bodybuilder. I wasn't allowed to eat anything other than like ground turkey and rice. Like, I did that. I lost 70 pounds doing that. And it was not something that was a maintainable lifestyle. So now that we are in this space where people are doing what's best for them, I'm going to explain to you what I've learned with all the research I've been doing. We have been talked into fearing Ozempic, and it's really not fair for the people who genuinely could use it for their benefit. After doing research, listening to podcasts, listening to different doctors, doing my own experiments, I've realized that people are always going to push their own personal agenda every time. Everybody's going to do what's best for them. So, example, if I'm a doctor and I make a premium every time I sell a particular medication, I'm going to push the narrative that it's a good medication. If I am a body positive influencer and my audience is primarily plus size, and then everybody decides to lose weight for their health, then you're gonna lose out on opportunities because there's less of a market, right? I'm not saying that's everyone's truth. I feel like there are really good, genuine people out there that do care about people's physical health. I don't think that all influencers are trying to push a narrative, and I also don't believe that all doctors are just trying to make money. I think that we have to get to the point that healthcare looks different for everybody. I've been what you consider metabolically healthy for a really long time. I remember going to my doctor even 2 years ago and asking them like, hey, do I need to lose weight? And my primary care doctor specifically asked me, do you want to lose weight? And I was like, no, I'm not necessarily fussed by it. You're told all the time that if you're heavier, that you're just unhealthy. The other side of media is telling you that a healthy body can look in all different sorts of ways. And it's hard to know what is right when there's so many different opinions. Not only are there so many different opinions, there's so many different opinions from people who are not even considered experts or doctors in the body. Some people are personal trainers. And again, people are going to push their personal narrative. So if they want more clients, they're not going to want people to go on a fast weight loss drug, right? Because who are they going to train? Or who's going to buy their workout plan or their nutrition plan or whatever? So it's been so difficult to get the truth. And I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing for y'all. I'm going to tell you all the things that I found with all the podcasts that I've been listening to and what's been happening in my personal journey. So what had happened in the last year or so is that although I've been metabolically healthy and my lab work has been looking good for like my whole life, this year specifically, I've been dealing with a lot of fatigue. For those who really know who I am a pretty active person. I am adventurous. I love to take flights, go on vacation, go out, try new restaurants, rock climbing, getting outdoors, things within like reason, because I'm not about to go mountain climbing. But I've always been like the high energy, fun person who was always up for everything. And for the last couple of months, I have been so depressed. I have not been able to get out of bed. I've been feeling so super duper fatigued, and it's hard. It's been super hard because I feel like I was losing myself, and I wasn't sure if it was just like a correlation that maybe I'm just getting older. Like when you get older, things in your body changes. I'm realizing now that I have a crazy tan and my foundation does not match my chest. All right, whatever. Anyway, we're gonna darken it up with some bronzer then. That's all you really could do. It's not the end of the world. It'll work out the way it's supposed to. Anyway, one of the things that I realize is that I'm not being myself. I feel not good. People would ask me to go do something and I'm always up for anything, and now I never want to go outside. And then when I asked like other people, I was like, maybe I'm just getting older, like maybe this is just the norm, but like I can't go from being like this really adventurous fun person to never wanting to leave my bed. That's a problem. And I knew it was a problem when it was messing with like my mental health. Like I didn't feel like myself. I was not good. So I went to the doctor and I asked them, I said, what is going on with me? I'm so tired. And although my weight has never been an issue for 31 years, right? I've been really good. My doctor out of nowhere was just like, you know what? Oh, that's not blended. I was just about to go ham. Although my doctors were always telling me like, oh, you're metabolically healthy, you have nothing to worry about, your blood sugar is good, your cholesterol's good, like I literally always been good. It was like the first thing that she said to me is like, oh, now you might have sleep apnea and you should probably go on Ozempic. And I'm like, what? I feel like I got like a complete 180 from my doctor. And I think it's because like I never had talked to her about being fatigued before, because honestly, if you're not having symptoms, what is the point of treating something that's not there? So I get it. I've been snoring since I was like a young girl, and I've also been fat since puberty. So what kills me is that I could have had sleep apnea for years. So I went and got the testing done, and it's crazy. Come to find out, I do have sleep apnea, but I declined the Ozempic because of all the horrible things that I've heard. My goal was never to lose weight. I'm very happy with my body. I've never been like, oh, like, I can't live my life because I'm fat. I've never felt like that. I know that I would be treated better if I wasn't fat, but that's like a world problem, and that's not like a Leslie problem. And I feel like if people are gonna be evil like that, that's not on me. That's a correlation of who they are. So I, very early on made that decision like, yeah, I'm not gonna go on Ozempic because I don't need to. Like, why would I do that? I don't need to lose weight, because the media has made it all about weight loss, and that's not what the drug is. So I went on my sleep apnea journey because that's something that I've never had to deal with. I had no idea that I would ever be that type of person to need a CPAP, because no one ever said anything to me. And although I've always snored, no one's ever said, hey, this could be a problem. It's been a very interesting year of doctor's appointments. Not only have I been focused on my health just with like the sleep apnea, I've also been really big on my mental health because I've been vitamin D deficient, I've been depressed, I'm losing who I am day by day. So when I found out all the things that I found out just about the sleep apnea, and I got on medication for my ADHD, I went to several doctor's appointments to do that time, and every time someone has brought up Ozempic every time. And when I went and asked like friends and family about why are people trying to push this on me, it was always like negative. It was like maybe they make money for giving you the prescription, which is very valid. There are doctors that have negotiated premiums. So if they write a prescription for their particular drug, that they'll get paid for that. And let's just say, think of it as like commission. So I was like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. It's a very expensive drug. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's why, you know, my doctor all of a sudden is trying to push this on me. So then I had 2 follow-up appointments, and each time, you know, the drug was brought up, and all the fear of what was on the media, I expressed to my doctor. I said, I don't know the long-term effects of this, and I don't know like what's gonna happen to my body, and do I have to stay on this forever? All the stuff that everyone on TikTok has been talking about, because what other source of information would I have other than what I, you know, have seen or has been put in front of my face? And majority of everything, because of the platform that I am and who I am as a plus size influencer, all the people I follow are people who are plus size for the most part and are influencers in that industry, and majority of them have such negativity against Ozempic. It's like when back in the day, if you were to get plastic surgery, it was like you were cheating. Or if you went and got like bariatric surgery, it was like you're lazy because you didn't want to put in the effort. But what about people like me that know my truth, that know that I'm not lazy, that knows that I've gone through weight loss and gaining it back, and weight loss and gaining it back so many times, who've gone through trauma, who has been the example for her friends and family and still has not been able to get it together? Like, what about those people? And I had to realize, like, there has to be something deeper here. And then with all the blood work and everything, besides the sleep apnea, my higher testosterone levels, and like I said, this is the first time that this has ever happened. And there's something deep down in me that makes me feel like the reason why all of this is happening is because of my weight, because everybody who's always commented anything, oh, you're more pre-positioned to get this and that if you're heavier. But if my body doesn't want to lose weight, what am I to do? Starve myself to please to look the way you guys would want me to look? That never made any sense to me. And I've always been so strong-willed when it came to that sort of scenario. I was never going to ever go on a weight loss journey just so I could look how people want me to look. I never was that person, and I never will be that person. So I battled with this for a very, very long time. And I not only did I ask my doctor, I got a first opinion, I got a second opinion. I've been going to drug management for my ADHD. The last time I went to the doctor, she had a couple of interns with her. I don't know, she was busy. She's always busy. And I feel like I'm always in the waiting room for an hour after my appointment, but whatever. And I think because the intern like sat there with me and she listened to me for like 20 minutes about all the things that I was concerned about, which I never got that amount of time with the doctor in their residence. So she was just graduating. It wasn't like she was a very well experienced doctor, but she literally took her time to explain things to me. And although she might not have had years and years of experience, it was that one-on-one time, and she addressed every single issue I had. And then my grandmother, who's been on the same drug for so long, Ozempic in particular, she's been great. She has her own health stuff, but the drug has been around for 17 years. People are acting like this drug just showed up last year and everybody, millions of people are on it. Like, this drug has been around for a really long time. So if there's gonna be any long-term effects that haven't showed up yet, it hasn't happened yet. So that was like one of my big fears. If I decide to take this drug, what's gonna happen to me? And then it made me feel better to know that there was someone in my family who has been on the drug, because then it's like, oh, like, she's fine. Like, she's been fine on it. And if anything, she's always stayed smaller than myself. She actually lost so much weight in comparison to where she was years ago. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not getting on this just for weight loss. What are the benefits? She was like, we have PCOS. First of all, if you have PCOS, it's an indicator that you have insulin resistance. You're growing beard hair, which I figured out I had PCOS a couple years ago, but I never was hard on myself about it because I knew that it's genetic and you were either gonna have it or you're not gonna have it. There's nothing that you could have done. You can suppress the symptoms with diet and exercise, but if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. A lot of women have it, and because our food is so trash, like, you were either gonna have it or you're not. And that was like one of my main questions. If I get on this thing, what is it for? Because I don't really care to lose weight. And she's like, all this fatigue, all the inflammation, because I also just recently have been dealing with arthritis, sciatica. Like, I have all these random problems that happened this year, which, you know, I'm gonna take it as a blessing in disguise. I feel like God works in mysterious ways, and I needed all this to happen all at once for me to like start to make actual lifestyle changes. Because although like I eat pretty healthy for the most part, it could be better, you know what I mean? And I crave food so bad. And when I don't care about life and I'm depressed, I'm gonna eat whatever I want because I'm depressed. Who cares at that rate? The girls who get what I'm saying, get what I'm saying. How am I gonna be worried about what my body looks like if I don't care about anything, if I'm depressed? That is like such a tough pill to swallow. It's kind of like getting someone who's like addicted to a narcotic to care about their life. They're on the narcotic because they don't care about life anymore. It's hard to care about yourself again. And that's where I was in life. I was very much in a I don't care about nothing life. And luckily I had the support of my boyfriend so hard. He knew that like my personality was changing. I wasn't myself. He advocated for me, which I love. And I don't think I would be where I am if it wasn't for him like pushing me to put my health first. And I'm very thankful that I listened to him, because I was losing myself again. Like I was not who I've been for all these years. I was losing myself little by little. So another question I asked them, I said, if it's not for weight loss, what else? Obviously they said like the insulin, it will help with insulin resistance and it will help with cravings, which like I said, I feel like majority of the day, I don't think about food until I am. And then when I am, the craving's so strong that it doesn't matter what my goal is, I'm gonna eat. So like I can say, oh, I'm fasting, right? And that's the diet I'm going on. But then if I wake up in the morning and my craving's so bad, like I honor my body instead of just remembering. I don't even remember half the time that I'm even on a diet. Like it's really, really bad. And something that Ozempic does is help with that suppression and those thoughts about food, and you don't have to think about it all the time. And I was like, you know what, doc? Here's the deal. I'm a very faith-based person. I don't know if this is the right way, because I actually started researching it after this because I was in shock. I said, doc, if you can get it covered through my insurance and if it's affordable, I'll do it. And that will be my sign that God wants me to help myself, because we're taught that we're not allowed to accept help. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, because I always get emotional. Woo. We're taught that we can't accept help. We're taught that if you do accept help, it's a cop-out. So I was like, you know what? I've been working so hard for so many years and my body has never looked like it. And I don't really care for my body to look like it, but I refuse to live another 30 years feeling how I feel right now. So if that means I have to lose weight to feel good, I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't think you guys understand how much deep, dark pain I was in personally. I wasn't even motivated for the things that I love. I could barely get through work. I was in a really hard place. I knew I wasn't myself. I knew I didn't feel like myself, and I knew that if I had to go 30 years living like this, that I didn't want to. And it is what it is. So after getting it approved, which was a shock because I've never thought in a million years my insurance would ever approve something like that, I realized my BMI is really high. I realized I do have insulin resistance, and I do realize that diabetes runs in my family on both sides. So diabetes was gonna happen one way or another if I didn't get my health into check. So I don't know if that's like the reason why the insurance decided to improve it, but I'm thankful and happy that they did. So I started doing more research, and I looked at all the pros and cons, the people who were for it, the people who were against it. I wanted to know everything that I needed to know. What is the worst that can happen? What is the best thing that can happen? And obviously, if you're doing, I'm not a doctor, but if you're doing research, obviously there's like nausea, you can get pancreatitis, you can get stomach paralysis, like those are the things. But for every single person I've met that is on this stuff, none of that's happened. Like none of it's happened. And then for all the stories that I hear, oh, this person randomly passed away. They were on multiple weight loss medications. We don't know if they were dosing themselves up too high. We don't know all the information. This does not look good for people in the medical industry if people start to feel healthy. So there's gonna be a lot of pushback, a lot of people in the media saying that this drug is horrible, people saying, because like I said, if it fits their agenda, they're gonna say whatever fits their agenda. And I decided to start my journey, and I did not want to share it with anybody. I wanted to keep it secret. I remember calling my friend. I was like, I don't think it's like anybody's business what I'm doing, because I don't want people to like wish bad stuff on me, because we live in a really dark world and people want people to fail. Sometimes I hid it from you guys. I hid it from all my friends, my family. I felt like a cop out. I felt like a terrible person from taking the medication from someone who actually needs it, because in my mind, I consider myself healthy even though I don't feel healthy. I felt like people were gonna think that I just wasn't happy in my body, even though I really truly am. Everything that I've ever been preaching on my channel was a lie, and that people would have thought that I was being a fake, or I had so many like different fears, because I am online and I am lucky where I don't have millions and billions of subscribers yet, because I can go on this journey and not feel so scared that people are gonna hate me for it. However, it's still a fear of mine. I also have that fear of, oh, what if I lose weight and I lose opportunity with brands because I don't look the same? And I've gone in and out of my head. I really genuinely still to this day, I don't really care to lose weight. I just want to feel good. And if that means that I don't lose like a pound on this stuff, like I'm good. But what I will say is that the way that I don't think about food and it's not on the top of my mind, like I literally took my first dose and the next day, all that noise was gone. And I didn't understand what people online were saying. They were like, oh, the food noise goes away. And I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't get it. I don't know what food noise is. But now that I'm on it, I get it. I didn't realize how much food ran my life. I always considered myself like a strong person. I always considered myself someone that had it together, that didn't think about food as often as like maybe an unhealthy person does. But I realized that I'm making better decisions now that I'm on the drug. I don't want the nasty food, the stuff that like I can't explain it. And shame on the media, shame on these influencers, shame on these people who have made people feel bad for doing what's best for their health. And I was one of them. I got mad when Jennifer Hudson lost weight. When I was younger. I was younger though, in my defense. But I was upset. I was mad. Anytime someone got on a weight loss journey, I was genuinely annoyed, because I felt like they were giving into the media. Like they only were doing it because they wanted the attention that they would get from being thinner. I don't know. I made up all these narratives, and I deep down understand now that it was just jealousy, because they were able to do something that I was not able to ever do. And I wanted to have them on my team. Like I felt like I was mourning every time people would lose weight. I would mourn them, because it was like they're no longer on my side, when they shouldn't be. They need to be on their own side. They have to advocate for their own health. If they felt anything how I felt in the beginning of this year, I commend them for going and doing whatever it takes. Now let's talk about like the negative sides of like Ozempic, right? There are people out here that are not taking these drugs for the right reasons. The reason why I never wanted to go on like a crazy diet is because I am in the industry of body confidence, and I understand what like an eating disorder looks like. I understand how fast and furious an eating disorder can come. I understand how passive the symptoms of an eating disorder is. So I've always been like really nervous. And for the people who have undiagnosed eating disorders, this could be the worst drug. This can be awful for the people who are on it just for the aesthetic, because you can go super far on this and get really super sick if you're not using the drug correctly. Me personally, I've been totally against even going up on the amount that I'm on, because I feel so good with where I'm at. Like my anxiety, my depression, my ADHD, my thoughts are so much more clear. The brain fog, my inflammation has gone down. Like I have less aches and pains in my feet. Like the things that I wanted to come from this has already been done. So I, I plan on talking to my doctor to just be like, hey, is it okay if I just stay on this dose? Because I feel good and I have the energy to work out and I have the energy to say no to certain foods. Like, I feel how I'm supposed to feel because, like I said, I'd never gotten the drug for weight loss. I got on the drug because I knew that I was feeling like crap, and I thought originally that I needed to lose weight to get rid of like my arthritis, like the back pain, and I wanted to get to the root of the problem. But the root of the problem is is something I can't really control, because eating healthy and vegan and gluten and eating healthy all the time is a privilege that I am unable to partake in. I went vegan before taking the drug. When I found out I had sleep apnea, I went vegan and gluten-free. And I did that for 3 weeks and I gained 6 pounds. And I didn't even care how much weight because I never weigh myself. And the only reason why I knew that I gained weight is because I went on the scale of the doctor and I said, dang. And I don't think you guys realize how discouraging it is to work out, eat healthy, walk 3 miles a day, play tennis, and then not be able to give in to my cravings and still gain weight. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I might not be looking into this in the way that you guys might agree. You might be thinking, okay, she's an idiot. She's taking away from someone who has diabetes. And that's another like misconception. Everybody keeps saying that there's a shortage of the medication. And just to be clear, there is no shortage of the medication. There's a shortage of the injection pens that are used to inject medication. So there's just so many misconceptions and things that people have made up, like I said, to fit their own agenda. And if you're like me, I'm not going to tell you to take it or not take it. I genuinely, I'm not an advocate or not an advocate for it. All I know is that for me, it's something that I think I needed for so long, and I pushed back on it for so long because of what people made me fear. And instead of doing my own research and talking to my doctors, I listened to TikToks, YouTube videos, what everybody else had to say about it. I'm just telling you my personal experience, and no, I'm not gonna vlog it because I don't think you realize, although it is helpful, I think it is helpful to see people's personal journey. I also feel like not only could it be helpful, it could be very damaging. So there's a lot of people telling their side of the story, and I don't feel like my side of the story is required or needed. If I need to like do a long form video, I will. I just want to let you guys know it's okay. It's okay to get help. Like, it's okay to do what's best for your body, and don't let people make you feel like you're doing something wrong by helping yourself, because I felt so guilty. I still sometimes feel guilty because I like I said, I don't want people to think a certain way about me. I don't want people to think that they're not valuable if they decide to stay in a bigger body. Like, that breaks my heart, because some people don't have the privilege of just taking the medication and moving on with their life. And like I said, we are very much aware that there are people that are taking it specifically for weight loss, that, they are healthy people, but there are people who genuinely could take advantage of it, especially people who have dealt with health, chronic pain. So many studies that shown that this helps with chronic pain, and nobody's even talking about that. The media is just saying it's a weight loss medication, but honestly, it could be more for some people. That's it. That was a long video. It was a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be, but I just felt pulled to tell you guys that it's literally fucking okay. Like, it is okay. And it doesn't, like I said, I'm not gonna not dress up and feel beautiful because I don't look how people want me to look. Like, everyone's, oh, what if you get like saggy skin? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. What if you, I don't care, because my body is not who I am. I'm not my body. Like, don't let fear stop you for advocating for yourself. And I know that's hard to not listen to people's opinions. It was even hard for me, and I'm probably one of the most confident people that I even know. But shame on those who make people feel bad for doing what's best for their health. And shame on those who keep saying, oh, if you just ate healthy and dieted, it's just not black and white. Let me add this before I let you guys go. Yes, I do believe a calorie deficit and working out works. I'm not against it. But if it takes me 2 years to lose 17 pounds, 4 years to lose 40. At what point are you expecting people to stay consistent in that journey? Do you guys understand how difficult it is to work so hard on your body and then not be able to see the results? Because that was my story for so long. And I refuse to feel like I refuse to not see the fruits of my labor. And I think and I pray to God every day, and I'm thankful. I'm so thankful that God has given me the opportunity to feel better in my skin, feel better in my body. And now I'm saying yes. I wake up, I go on walks, I work out, and I'm happier because food is not a priority. Food used to be so important to me. And now it's just like I do it because I know that I should. It's like going to the gym. I know it's good for me, so I do it. I eat because, and then I do have some hunger sometimes. Like yesterday I was so hungry. I had my period and I'm like, yo, I'm craving cookies. And then the moment I had something too sweet, I'm like, absolutely not, I can't. It makes me sick. But like I said, I'm just happy that food doesn't run my life anymore, y'all. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it wasn't too ranty. I hope it wasn't like too much for you guys, but I just wanted to keep it real. And I probably will do a separate video on TikTok because originally I was gonna put this on TikTok, but it's way longer than I thought it was gonna be. And I really think that my YouTube girlies will get this. So I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.